I had a number of questions, starting with the, put the words "assuming you're elected" in front of these. So, well, assuming you're elected.
I'm having to live my life like that.
Okay.
It works for me.
Well, what are the first 5 things you'd want to do as mayor? What are the first?
Sure. I've talked about some of the basics. I've talked about cutting my own pay, and I'll go into that in a little more depth. The Fort Wayne's mayor is the highest paid in the state of Indiana, and we have the lowest paid on average, the lowest paid police force. And there's a gap there. There's a discrepancy, and I think it speaks to a disconnect between the administration and the people that are on the streets doing the work of the city and having the most direct contact with the citizens. So for me, talking about cutting my own pay is, sends a couple of messages. One, sacrifice is going to start right at the top. We have to make a difference, we have to evaluate what we're spending money on in city government. But 2, I want to send a very clear message to the people that are working, city employees, and let them know that I want us to be a team. I'm there to be a part of what they are already doing for the city of Fort Wayne. I think the management team, the administration, the mayor's office has been out of step of some of the good things that city employees are doing. So that's number 1, but it does a couple of things. 1, it sets us on the path of putting our financial house in order, and 2, puts us on the path of strong leadership and management within the administration. I've also said things to reinforce that. I'm going to give up the mayor's car. I have my own car.
Okay.
I really like my car, so I'm going to drive that day in, day out. And I'm going to start a people's audit. There are 52 different departments in city government.
Okay.
And those 52 departments, 1, do we need 52 departments? And 2, what are the programs and projects that are in place that are truly effective and what aren't?
Okay.
And the people's audit is a method of engaging citizens that use the services of each department with the people that are managing the department to evaluate top to bottom what's happening. As mayor, for me, it's not that I need to be micromanaging every single department. It's that I've got to have good leaders and good programs in place in each of those. And that's how we're going to make it all work together. So, cutting wasteful spending, doing the people's audit, thoroughly, there's going to be a lot of, and I hope that I'll get most of it done before my first day in office, but we're going to go through a thorough evaluation of all the department heads in city government. I have a human relations team, professionals, people that do HR work with corporations, Fortune 500 companies, are going to help me with the transition. I suspect that we'll be able to get some of the key people in place, but there'll be some of that work still to be done. And then, forming relationships is kind of the next part of it. And one of those is relationships within Allen County. I think there should be a strong relationship between the mayor's office and the city council. There should be a strong relationship between the mayor's office and the county commissioners and county council. I have some of those relationships already, but I'm going to have to revisit it because I'm going to be in a new role. I also think there's a lot of opportunity in Northeast Indiana for the mayor of Fort Wayne, as the mayor of half of the population of Northeast Indiana, to really reach out to the mayors of all the other communities and start to build a very strong mayor's roundtable, if you will. There's one in place now. The mayor of Fort Wayne does not actively participate, and I think it's crucial for our future success as a region for Fort Wayne to be fully engaged in what's happening with all the communities in Northeast Indiana.